Today I'd like to dive in a little bit deeper in work environment. If you followed any of the social media posts, any of the blogs, it's been a pretty hot topic, especially in the first responder field and any type of law enforcement arena and that kind of thing. And speaking from personal experience, work environment is crucial. Work environment is very important. We've talked about a lot of the factors involved in work environment and what can be done. Today I want to talk about what specifically can be done at the lowest level when we don't have any appointed leadership role, we don't have any appointed rank. The only thing we really have control over is ourselves. So knowing this and knowing what the work environment is, having the answers to that test, the only thing that is logical in any organization, the most logical approach would be to lead ourselves. How do we do that? The same way you would lead others, just on an individual level. You will set the example, continue to set the example by being fit in mind, body, spirit, taking care of yourself, projecting a professional appearance, projecting professional courtesies, values, maintaining what we like to call here, bare bones, the big three. No ego. Do your very best to keep your ego in check. Keep your mind open. Be humble. Be open to constructive criticism. Open to doing things differently. Understanding that whatever way we approach and do things is just a way. It's not necessarily the way. We maintain our approach within the left and right limits of whatever policies, procedures, rules, regulations that we have to work under. We maintain our character at all costs. We maintain our integrity at all costs. If we say we're going to do something, we do it. We never, ever sacrifice our own personal values and principles for anything. And we consider the human element. We take care of our teammates. We look out for one another. That's how we begin to advance and work our way through a bad work environment. You can call it whatever you want. A bad climate, toxic work environment, toxic climate, whatever it may be. If the projection from up top is that there's no caring, there is no anybody looking out for the betterment of the team, well then the only thing I have left, if I really want to make any type of difference, the only thing I have left is myself. There are a few things that we can do, right? As any good leader would do. I'm responsible for me and take care of those responsibilities and take them very seriously. Educate myself as much as I can. Read, take care of, or make sure I'm observant and looking at what I would think a good leader should be. I mean, we all question the people that we work for, right? We all have our own opinions of how, if I was in that position, how I would do A, B, or C. We always question someone else's approach. Well, there's a few other things to consider other than he or she or they are doing it wrong. What skill sets are they bringing to the table? What experience are they bringing to the table? What examples do they have to follow? It all makes a difference in somebody's decision-making process as a leader. And especially if we would like to have some empathy for our decisions or whatever discretion that we may have when a superior officer or a manager or supervisor questions in the manner and then when we do something, we expect a little bit of empathy and a little bit of open-mindedness in somebody taking the totality of the circumstances. If we expect that, you can do that from the bottom going up to the top, right? You can have some empathy for their decision-making process, and you can gain some valuable lessons from that. You can certainly filter out the bad and keep the good. Whatever's going to help your own process. There's not anything out there. There's nothing out there that's going to be specifically programmed for each individual. It's all going to be your own individual process. And that takes time. The best approach, in my personal experience, is to start with yourself. Lead yourself. A lot of people call it being a good follower, a good worker, a good bottom guy, whatever it is that you describe it as. It is what it is. At the end of the day, lead yourself. Take those lessons. Learn. Read books. Hal Moore, I think, said it best when he said, learn your history. Learn from the greatest leaders the world has ever seen. But more specifically, learn from their failures. All of us. I don't care if you're a leader, a follower, the newest guy on the team or the organization, or somebody who's been there for 40 years. There's something to learn every day. Every swinging, you-know-what, brings something of value to the table. Whether it's experience, lessons learned, or they are a complete useless tool and they just don't get it. You can still extract lessons from them. The people who are going to weed themselves out. It's going to happen. But they're valuable. They hold value in what not to do. And how it may be a reminder to double down on being more professional. Or a phase or something within your workplace that you have let slide a little bit or have been neglecting. Maybe it's time to double down. Those type of lessons are invaluable. So keep an open mind. A few of the other things is when it comes to leading and when it comes to a bad environment that you're trying to navigate yourself through. If you're at a place where, listen, I'm not willing to put in all this extra work. I don't think there's any incentive for me to put forth effort to maintain a standard, to satisfy whatever it is you're trying to satisfy. If you don't think it's worth it, then you're right. Maybe it's time to plan an exit strategy. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If you feel that's whatever spot, whatever place you're in right now isn't your end game, it's not going to satisfy your goals, or it's not challenging enough to you. It's just not satisfying specifically what you're looking for. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's certainly not worth it to the rest of the people in that particular organization to come in sulking, bitching, complaining, pissing, and moaning about how bad the work environment sucks. Everyone knows. It's well known. If the environment's that bad, it's not breaking news. So to add to it, you're just being a selfish dick. You're not contributing in any way whatsoever. And that's fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Plan an exit strategy. Extract everything you can from the organization in a very professional manner. Take what you can, parlay that into your next objective, your next mission statement, and leave with some dignity and some grace. It can be that simple. When a workplace, an organization, a team gets to that point where it becomes a bad environment, there's a lot of layers to that. It's not as cut and dry as we may want it to be. There's some complexities there. Our approach, let's simplify the approach. Knowing that I'm not taking on a whole organization and I'm not going to be that hero who turns it around. Certainly not at my level or the bottom level. However, I can influence myself, I can motivate myself, I can inspire myself to do the best that I possibly can for me to satisfy my objectives, my personal goals. I can also be an example for me, for my teammates. I don't have to be the big talker. I don't have to be the rah-rah, let's go, let's start kicking some doors in. I don't have to be that. I can just show up every day when I'm supposed to, on time, present myself in a professional manner, present myself clean and take care of my mind, my body, my spirit, take care of all that stuff. Stay away from the pettiness, the gossip, the cliques, all the nonsense, and maintain some professionalism. If there is a chance or an opportunity to help somebody, I do it with no expectation of anything in return. Just doing it because it's a team member. It's somebody who may wear the same color I wear, may belong to the same division, whatever it may be. If there's a connection there, if we are all working towards the same goal, the same organizational goal, the same mission statement, then I will help them. It doesn't necessarily mean that now we're best friends. It just means that I am professional enough, I can set the example. The mission, the goal is always first. I keep that in mind as an individual. Whatever I am doing, is it a plus for the mission statement and the goal, or is it a minus? What am I doing overall? Big picture thinking, right? Big picture thinking. That's what we can do. So those are just some specific examples, right? Keep the priorities of the mission, the team, and then me last. Project a very professional appearance, professional manner. Take care of myself, mind, body, spirit. And when the opportunity arises, make sure I'm helping out as much as I possibly can. So that's it for a quick video. I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate the support on Instagram. I appreciate the support on Facebook. We'll be doubling down on some LinkedIn stuff, and we'll certainly be shooting a lot more of the YouTube content. So stand by for that. again, I appreciate all the support. Keep kicking those fucking doors in, and Fido. Thanks for your time. Bye.